So if you're a roofer who's stuck under $2.5 million a year in revenue or just around that point, this video is essentially going to break down what it is that the roofers who break way past that revenue point, the traits that they share, so that by the end of this video, you know exactly what you're not doing or what you can do to actually get to the point where your business is growing. So for context on who I am, my name is Oscar Say, and my team at Roof Ignite, we're an advertising agency. We help roofing companies doing more than $2.5 million a year add 7 figures in roof jobs year after year by installing advertising systems. So I'd say I'm fairly qualified on this topic because we've helped over 50 companies do so in the past 2 years. So let me make something really clear. We ask that all the roofing companies that want to see if they qualify to work with us are already doing more than $2.5 million a year. But why that specific number? It's not because I want to only work with rich companies. Don't get me wrong. I love making money and money's great, right? But the answer to why I only work with roofing companies that are already doing $2.5 million a year, it lies in the deeper set of extremely ideal characteristics that those kind of business owners share that they're able to surpass that revenue mark. And in fact, these are traits that are predictors of how successful someone will be when they sign up to work with me. The first thing is that these are the kind of roofers that push for growth beyond all else. The perfect roofer is growth-minded, and they actually strive to improve their business despite already having a comfortable income and lifestyle. The second thing is that they view progress on a longer time horizon. So my offer is to add 7 figures in roof jobs over 12 months of working with us, or they don't pay. The best clients view progress on the same time horizon that we preach, which is multiple months to years. They also base the success of an ad campaign on the overall results that it yields during many periods, and they stay strong mentally when results slow down for a week or a month, because in the big picture, they're still experiencing crazy growth. The third thing is that they already have efficient sales and production processes prior to working with us. The best clients that close the most high quality appointments and get them for the best costs and close jobs most consistently, they already have these sales and production processes built out. And lack thereof often leads to disappointment because when the number of deals closed doesn't align with their false financial models, so like if they think that they can close 9 out of 10 referrals and then they think they're going to close 9 out of 10 of the leads that I give them, it's not even the same, not even close, because these are paid ad leads. The best seasoned closers and these roofing company owners, they already trained their team on like killer mindset, performance, and relentlessness traits. So they view sales and growth as a game so that they can challenge their organization every single day to compete against one another and top the previous year's numbers by miles. So having these processes figured out already means all they need for us to do is come in and install a proven plug-and-play marketing infrastructure that generates what most 7 to 8 figure companies ultimately lack. They lack an efficient advertising system and high-level partners that help them generate killer results at 7 to 8 figure scale consistently. Moving on, they're extremely optimistic and forward-looking. So they wake up and lead the day with positivity despite how difficult and challenging the previous week or even year has been. So this is the kind of energy that reflects in how they actually persuade homeowners to work with them. It also reflects in the way that they raise the team morale and ultimately give their team what they need, which is a strong leader. This energy also rubs off on the Roof Ignite team every time a client messages us looking at results that are either subpar or below average because they ask us what they can do to actually improve the results rather than moping. The fifth thing, they're very proactive and they get things done fast. Early bird gets the worm, and it's true. That saying is true because our best clients who get the best results close the most deals and smash their revenue goals. They're also the same people that prepare assets for us quickly when we ask for them, such as creatives, detailed sales feedback, and actually setting aside time for check-in calls. They actually believe that time is money, so they operate at the highest level of efficiency. Number 6, they respect our work and trust us to guide them. Business owners often realize that there's a lot within their control, so they disassociate like social programming that reinforces beliefs that things happen to people and they can't prevent it. For example, free will doesn't exist. Like, that's bullshit. The owners who haven't reached that level of self-awareness where they can just let go and allow their trusted roofing advertising experts take lead, us, they often get too involved and they try to change around little details. Like, oh, the ad looks bad, the picture, and they want to scratch an entire ad campaign because they don't like how we're talking about, like, for example, if we talk about a price. The best clients understand that they wouldn't let a homeowner tell them how to do a roof. And it's the same thing for advertising. The best clients that are even doing $40 million a year, they let the advertising experts take lead. These obedient and trusting clients, they've gone through a lot of self-development, enough to know that letting go and trusting people who've done advertising at scale thousands of times already is the best way to actually see progress. Another thing is they care about results and not the time and effort we put into their accounts. So when clients are hiring us, they're chasing results or a set of results. Look, we've already put a lot of time and effort into clients in the past, thinking they'd respect the process that we build for them and what could actually make them profitable. Then they get pissed results aren't coming while we're building what's required to get results. So long story short, clients don't care about our time and effort. They care about results. So like, we're not factory workers, we're specialists, and we deserve to get paid for that. We look for clients who themselves chase results versus putting extreme work in just for the satisfaction of working hard instead of actually being smart. Another thing is we are rainmakers, not handymen. Handymen are paid for tasks that are small and usually insignificant. So the handyman sure is needed in the grand scheme of success, but we're not handyman, we're rainmakers. We get paid to get clients results, and we get paid well to do so. We take the highest revenue-driven actions, and that's it, nothing else. And that means that we run advertising traffic to clients' funnels and consult with them on their existing marketing infrastructure so that we can get their staff, like helping us with additional actions that can be taken on to drive more profits, because we're rainmakers. We don't want to get stuck building out little things that aren't actually driving revenue forward. We want to do what drives the most profit, and that's advertising. The best clients understand that. Next, these best clients, they offer reward incentives. So these roofers, after working with the biggest names in roofing, such as US Shingle, they're a $40 million roofing company in 20 counties in Florida. It's really, really time consuming, but it's fulfilling. We get the best results for the clients that are ready for growth. They push us to help them. That being said, we would never sacrifice another client's progress at the mercy of one who requires a lot of time for us. So that's why we charge a lot of money in proportion to the value that we generate for our clients. Fair to both parties and prevents resentment while creating the incentive for us to pull bigger levers for them. Next, these roofers take smart actions quickly. So we worked in clients in the past that have had slow operational processes that slow us down in getting them results. Sometimes those bad roofers point the finger at us or blame us, which isn't fun and it's not deserved. We've also worked with clients that take a lot of action, but they're uncalculated actions that results in chaos because their undetermined efforts and lack of thinking prior to taking action doesn't lead anywhere. So we only work with roofers that take smart actions quickly. Next, this is so important. Roofers that operate on data, not opinion, to make decisions. We once had a client from Los Angeles who consistently made it a priority to tell us, I have 30 years of sales experience, that he wanted to get the best results above all else. At the same time, this client was extremely controlling with the verbiage that we wanted to put on its ads, but we already proved to him that we've done these ads in the same market and driven a lot of revenue, but they didn't care. They asked us to scratch it and say, write about the best quality, value, customer service, and respectfully, no one gives a shit about how good a roofer says they are. So me as an advertiser, I know that. So after 2 Red Bulls deep and taking a hell-stakingly 1-hour-long call to convince them to follow our process, we ran their campaigns for a week following our recommendations. The owner assigned his top sales rep to run 5 appointments we'd got him in the first week, and that sales rep hadn't closed in a single one. So the owner came to us and started blaming us, telling us his sales rep said the leads that were coming in were poor quality, and it was because we were mentioning a, let's say, starting at price for the roofs in their market. But little did the owner know that the sales rep was just incapable of accurately describing why he wasn't closing the appointments. It wasn't because they were price shopping leads. Sometimes people have a tendency to shop for what's best for them. Of course they are. But it was because the sales rep lacked the skills of sales. They couldn't understand why the homeowner wasn't closing, and the homeowner didn't trust them to help them make that decision. So in that instant, the sales rep, the company, they weren't able to convince anyone. So the client forced us to change up the entire ad campaign. We knew that it would just get worse over time with results. Here's a funny thing. After the owner accidentally ran 3 appointments, he closed one of them, and that just proved that the issue wasn't with us, but with his sales rep just sucking. This roofer was still unhappy because he wanted to close like 5 deals, and that's what we discussed with my director of sales, Manny. But because he fell short of the closing, he pinned the blame on us and really questioned our guarantee. So even though we had all the data in the world to prove our point, the client just continued to argue that they were right and that we were wrong. And this resulted in the client lowering the value of our work because they were telling us what to do. All the while, what they were telling us to do was wrong. Therefore, we didn't get the results that we said they would get, and we got blamed in the process. We keep a strong, firm reality with operating on data and actually fire clients that aren't good because they don't respect the golden rule. I have to make sure that we test the roofers that we bring on for how close that they align their data with reality instead of operating on opinion to actually drive their business's growth forward. Okay, this one excites me. So these roofers, they also share the characteristic of being excited to invest into like sales training, coaching, mentoring. The most successful clients, they invest in the right tools, resources, coaching, mentoring, and sales training for their team to win more from what they would get. If they wouldn't invest, they wouldn't get that. And they also invest into their personal development because personal development is directly proportional to your bank account and your awareness. They also hold us accountable to perform. So clients understand what we do, they can hold us accountable to do it. We do not like high pressure clients, but we love clients who get on like check-in calls with us, help challenge our work and viewpoints to make sure we have the highest potential and probability for success. Another trait is that they respect our time. We do not want to hire clients that hire us for the time that we put into projects. Rather, we want clients who respect the principle of time needing to pass in order for things like acquiring data to make decisions with, the time that it takes to get results from a given marketing process and the strategies that we deploy. And they understand that the time it takes to get new contractors trained and hired, given we're helping a client expand their internal staff. We want these sorts of clients. This one is so important. Roofers that like money more than being right. We do not want to work with clients who want to be right more than they want to be making money. Sometimes the ego can hold us back from getting results in life, and sometimes a client's ego can hold us back from getting the results that we know we can get. But if the roofing client isn't holding us back from trying to be right, then we can actually do the right work. Watch out for your ego. Roofers, they're also willing to invest into our success. Sometimes we need more information or help to perform better than we already are for our clients. I love clients who are willing to invest into additional consultants to work alongside us. We love clients who send us courses, books, events, info on market-specific insights overall so that we can be as successful as we can be to help them be more successful. Also, these clients, these roofers, they put in the work required to be successful. My company prides itself on 4 core values: transparency, collaboration, growth, and accountability. Let's talk about accountability. We always notice that the smaller, new, non-niche down business owners who want to work with us, they often get the worst results. So we made a promise to ourselves never to take on clients who they don't have the traits that are listed in this very video. One time, our director of sales, Manny, he took on a one-man show in Denver, Colorado. He was a new business owner, and he priced our services accordingly at a lower capital range for that roofer so he could afford us. I onboarded that client, and I set extremely clear expectations that since you're new to the business, usually the best clients, they're already established locally and digitally and have their sales processes set in place. And this client, let's call him Bob. Bob was extremely excited and ready to get us what we needed to make him successful. Prior to signing up, Bob had barely taken any pictures of like roof projects, crews, pictures with homeowners, customer testimonials. One of our requirements is that our clients take templated photo shots based off of what we've already tried and tested with our 50 clients. So literally the day after the onboarding, Bob made it happen. He scheduled the appointment times with his homeowners that take pictures needed for me to launch his campaign. My gosh, it was a smash hit. He spent $6,000 total on marketing and closed over $60,000 in revenue, yielding $20K in profit. But the next time wasn't so fruitful. The overall lead quality and sales has dropped, and Bob was really anxious. But since I was his rock and I told him, dude, this happens, let me guide you through it. So I soothed his mental state I understood that Bob was a go-getter, but sometimes we need a mental reset because Bob didn't have the conviction and psychotic certainty that I have from launching 50 roofing companies and adding multi-seven figures in revenue year after year to their businesses. So I told Bob that he needed extremely specific sales data from each appointment. So after each appointment, Bob would write a message in Slack to us summarizing how each appointment went. If a lead was of good quality, I would use that and something called advanced pixel conditioning to send that lead's data back to Facebook so that the targeting could find more high quality homeowners like that. But then there was another issue. Ads got saturated, the lead flow slowed, and there was tension and a lot of foreheads were uncomfortably moist with anxious sweat. The air was heavy with Bob for sure. So I told him to go get more creatives. Literally the next day, amidst life-threatening hurricanes and hail in nearby areas, Bob still organized time slots with his homeowner clients to take carefully planned pictures that included extremely specific details in what I asked of him. What a go-getter. Bob, I love working with Bob. He's going to be so successful. I love working with clients who put in the work that it takes to be successful. It shows that they care, and their ambition fuels my team to get the best results that we can for them. And you know what? They deserve it. So another trait is that these roofers are already making a lot of money and they just want to make more, and they have that drive to make more. Our best clients are already making 2.5 mil a year or more, some even more when we start working with them first. We work with the roofers that they want to be the best, but even if they are okay, they want to be better. For example, I work with this company in Buffalo called Klaus Roofing. They were making $300K monthly before working with us, and they were growing at about give or take 10% each month in revenue. So when we came in and got our hands on with their advertising, they made an additional $20,000 in revenue in the first 8 weeks of working with us. So another trait that these roofers have is they have a good team that they want to invest into to make great. Our best clients have smart, motivated people like salespeople that they're working with who they want to invest into making the best they can be to help their roofing brands grow even more. In turn, it'll help the team become more confident in themselves and usually also make more money. So we like to get results for clients doing what we do best. Now, all these traits to say, you might just take the things that you think apply to your business or your life and put it in because this is proven, right? This is actually what separates the top roofers from roofers that are just below that revenue point of 2.5 million a year. If you like this video and you want to get more information and more tips and tricks from actual insight with real clients that I've helped, then subscribe and stay in tune because I'm going to be posting more videos about this kind of topic.